Feeling overwhelmed about leaving your much loved home where you've raised your family or grown up since you were a child? Well, that feeling doesn't have to be overwhelming. You're going to want to watch this video where we go into some information that I believe that can be helpful for you and give you some tips and things to think about as you make your transition from the big home to the little home. I'm Jackie Othen with Remax Prime Properties and the Othen Group, and you're going to want to stay tuned if you're a senior or have a loved one who's a senior who's contemplating a change of residence. This video is for seniors who've been in your home, I'm going to say, anywhere from 20 years all the way to 60 or 70 or more years. You're sitting in your much loved home that you've raised your family in, or you've grown up your entire life. Maybe you're sitting in your parents' home, which is something that I encounter quite often, where children are living in the family home and have been very comfortable there, but perhaps you've hit a point in your life where the home no longer serves you well. You love your home so much, you hate to leave, but you can't handle the stairs, or the maintenance is becoming far too much, or some form of assisted living is the next step for you. That's okay. I want to shoot this video because I have a lot of clients that come to me after they've engaged another real estate professional or they're interviewing others, and they come and they ask for help, and what I hear from many of them is this feedback. I found things were too rushed. I found that the agent was pushy and wasn't listening to me. They didn't really give me a sense of what to do with my belongings. They don't really have people to help me get going. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling emotional. All of which are very normal feelings, but I must say to you, if you're a senior and you're watching this, or you're a child of a senior or a loved one of a senior, then I'm going to tell you those are not feelings that should be part of the normal process of selling your parents' home or your loved one's home. It's just not the case. It doesn't have to be that way. There's a better way. And I'm going to tell you what that better way looks like. That better way looks like speaking to the family or to the seniors who are the homeowners to figure out what they want. Making sure that people have a voice instead of speaking for them is so crucial. It's really important to have somebody who is willing to advocate for you, whether they're a friend or a family member. That's first and foremost. Or you can self-advocate. But if you're going to self-advocate, you got to make sure that you find a real estate professional who is a good match for you. Meaning you can ask your questions without judgment, without concern, and you're going to be able to get a judgment-free response or advice back that supports you and you feel supported in that decision making. I'm going to give you an example. I have a client recently who needed help with much decluttering, and what she had said to me is, I just don't have the support. Easy problem for us to solve. We have people that can come in and help with decluttering. We can help people with packing. We can also help seniors make decisions about what should be left in the home while the home is for sale, or what things we can pack away. That has to be done with so much care and so much respect, because remember, a lot of seniors, they've worked their entire life to have their personal belongings or to build their home. And they don't want to see it torn down because a realtor wants to get their home on the market. That's not happening with us. But that unfortunately happens with a lot of people who are trying to rush the process along. So first and foremost, you need to have an idea of your timing. What is your timing? Odds are, if you're a senior, you've built up a lot of equity or your home has been paid off. Getting to market at the absolute right time in the market, is that important to you? You know, does another $50,000 matter more to you than having peace of mind and making sure this process is smooth and stress-free as possible? You have to ask yourself that. I know maybe some of your kids think the $50,000 is more important, but what do you want? What makes sense for you, and what's going to make sure that this process takes place and doesn't take the joy out of your life, doesn't physically and emotionally drain you, and really doesn't put you in a situation where you fall ill because of the preparation of your home. The next thing that you need to think about once you've gotten support with the decluttering or home repairs or whatever needs to be done to get your home ready for the time period that you're ready to enter the market is to do things, I'm not going to say slowly, but I'm going to say slowly on your terms. You want to make sure that the agent is prepared to make a plan to assist you to make your comfort a priority, whether you're going to market in a week or whether you're going to market in 3 or 6 or 9 months from now. The next thing that you really need to focus on is selling a house can be relatively straightforward. With a good agent, with good sharp skills, who knows what they're doing, who serves seniors at scale, they can do it really with precision, and they can do it to make it as stress-free as possible. But the more important question is, where are you going to go from here? What does the next step look like? If you're not sure what it looks like, then there's probably some exploration that needs to happen. You might want to get out and look at a bunch of different options before you really figure out where you want to be. It might be living with your daughter's neighborhood and your son's neighborhood. It might be close to the family cottage. Whatever it is, I'm going to tell you, it's better to have an array of options in front of you before you're pigeonholed into one specific community where your realtor lives, because it's easy for them to show you that neighborhood. You want to make sure that, again, you self-advocate or that you have a family member who can advocate on your behalf, because remember, for many of you, this is your final move, and it is crucial to get it right. You don't want to be a senior who moves into a property and doesn't like it, or is feeling isolated, or is feeling overwhelmed, or doesn't have social interaction with people like you or your community, or you don't have access to transit, and then you fall into a depression. So making sure that you look at all the options before you proceed. For many of you, if you've lived in your home, like we said, anywhere from 20 to 50 or 60 years, you may not be familiar with the real estate process. So it's crucial to have a sit-down consultation where you don't actually buy or sell or sign documents, where you just sit and you ask all the questions that are on your mind, and you make notes about the conversations. And we like to do follow-up. We like to follow up with an email that outlines everything that we have discussed, so that you or your loved ones can have record of that conversation, record of the home evaluation, and we can revisit this when you are ready. The other most important thing for seniors is to engage your bank. If you have a good relationship with your local trusted bank, I would say they're the easiest place for you to start to have a conversation, because when you'll be buying, if you're going to be buying resale homes, if you're going to be buying a condo, you're probably going to need a deposit with your offer. And so if you haven't done this for many years, which many of you haven't, you're not familiar with what that means. So you want to speak to a realtor and understand it. But if you're placing an offer on a property, usually you would accompany your offer. Your offer will have a 5% deposit that goes with the offer. Now, there's all sorts of details that I can get into with that, but I won't. I'll just say to you that it's best to start with the bank once you've got direction from a real estate professional, so that you can create a credit line or pull from savings to have that deposit ready in case you're ready to make an offer. And lastly, you're going to need a really good lawyer. My best advice is to find someone who is available, responsive, caring, and actually has your best interests at heart. So here's what I'm going to say. Having seen a lot of different clients use their senior lawyers, sometimes these senior lawyers are not responding quickly. They're not returning phone calls or emails for days or weeks. True story, that happens. So you want to find someone who is not only available to reach you promptly, but they are also available to speak with your family promptly, your realtor promptly, and would be available to review any legal documents that might require review in a timely fashion. That's so crucial, and that can sometimes be a pain point if you don't make the right decision from the beginning. You might be really loyal to an old friend who's a lawyer or somebody who helped you buy the house 50 or 60 years ago, but that may not practically serve you well in your next transaction. So you want to talk about it with your professionals in your circle and your family to make the best choice for you. And lastly, I'll leave you with this. Give yourself permission to actually enjoy the process. It does not have to be stressful and overwhelming. It can actually be enjoying. It can be liberating to declutter. It can be liberating to find a new place at any given age when you're ready to set into your final home and truly make it yours if you find the right people, the right community, and the right property you get to enjoy the rest of your life. So that's something really to look forward to. And like I say to lots of clients, this might be your next adventure, and you definitely want to make it count. If you've gotten to the end, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to reach me personally, you can do so by calling 647-383-7653. You can also subscribe down below at the bell, turn the bell notifications on, and follow our page so that you can get timely updates. Or if you'd like to be on our newsletter, you can simply email us at clientcare@othengroup.com. We're going to put that up on the screen so you can see it. Client care at the Othen Group will put you right to my assistant, who'll put you right over to me, and I'd be happy and look forward to meeting you.